and that's how I know Erica. Erica's fabulous. Erica is an artist, writer, and coder in Chicago. She doesn't make meaningful distinctions between art, writing, and code, which is like so cool. And you can follow her on Twitter at Erica Ricardo. Everyone, Erica Dreisbach.
That's like my go-to bio, but just now it just sounded so pretentious to me. Like, I don't make meaningful distinctions between art. Oh, you don't know what that means? Oh, well. This is a story about some shit that's been going on this fall with the home that I carry with me, the home of my head. September 3rd. I've been getting headaches and a weird feeling near my shunt. In my case, a shunt is a plastic tube that runs from the ventricles in my brain down the side of my neck and drains cerebrospinal fluid ambiguously in the mesentery of my belly. I have a rare form of hydrocephalus. When I was 9, I got bad headaches, vomiting, MRI, first brain surgery and shunt in 91, then it got clogged in 95 with like proteins, and then second surgery. Then 20 years, no troubles. Partly because these surgeries were when I was a kid and partly willful ignorance, I haven't done research on this. This morning I do research, and now I'm fucking terrified. Oh yeah, it's okay to laugh. This is a really funny story. If you're like, I should feel uncomfortable, but I want to laugh. It's good. I had another big scare with my shunt 15 years ago. I was a senior in high school and I was taking 5 AP classes. Bad headaches. Got an MRI. I was fine, just stressed. That's probably what this is. September 12th. Today I was extra prickly to my manager, Dana. She's not a real manager, more of a warm body filling a corporate flowchart. This isn't a real job either, just another freelance gig at a marketing firm downtown. Dana is actually a man who's 5'6", weighs about $120, constantly dieting. Creating workplace drama is when she really seems to come alive. So I refer to her by female pronouns behind her back because she's very insecure and questioning her masculinity would hurt her feelings if she knew, and it takes the edge off of working here. This isn't a cool thing that I do. My dark secret is I am not always cool. September 14th, I fucking love my doctor's office. The staff are Southeast Asian women who speak 2 to 4 languages each. When my people were hitting each other with rocks in Dark Ages Bavaria, they had Angkor Wat and the printing press. My doctor agrees the headaches are probably stress, but it's worth it to get an MRI and see a neurologist. Vlad says everything is going to be okay and gives me a nightly back rub. I love him so much. But I'm not going to believe I'm capital A all right until someone with a neuro degree is looking at a recent MRI of my head. When I am in that neuro's office, it will be Vlad holding my hand this time, not my parents. Feels like progress. Tuesday at corporate marketing. My heart is racing. My head is sharp and spacey. But this is consistent with shotgunning coffee all day, which is what I've been doing. I perform neurological tests on the way to my frequent bathroom breaks when I piss and it smells like coffee. Tests that are like following my own finger with my eyes and smiling in the mirror to make sure it's symmetric. It's important to maintain the illusion of control. High-functioning idiot Dana sent me the wrong files, so I'll spend the rest of the day undoing the work of the morning. Dana says, it's all right. Needed a project anyway. If these are indeed my final weeks on this earth and I'm spending them with Dana in corporate marketing, I just don't know. I really just don't know. September 18th. I was going to host a private TED Talk with Dana. The title of the talk was going to be, It Needs to Be More Chill. But instead I quit. I tell Dana, either working here is so stressful it's spoofing symptoms that indicate I'll need brain surgery, or I just need brain surgery. But either way, I gotta go. Ooh, do you know what she says? She says, well, that's a lot on me. Oh, and I just let it go like a coward. I haven't told anyone but Vlad about this brain stuff. Now Dana knows more than my closest friends. Enjoy this intimacy, Dana. Goodbye, Dana. September 27th. Do you know why HMOs have a reputation for sucking? It's because they suck. When the health exchanges opened last year, I chose a low-cost Obamacare HMO. Blue Cross once denied me because of my pre-existing condition. I signed up for Blue Cross on the exchange like, surprise, bitch. I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me. With an HMO, you sign up for a primary care physician. If you need a specialist, your referral has to come from your primary care, and your options are limited. My primary care and her staff are smart, they listen to me, and they give a shit. These are the main things you want from a doctor, and they are not too much to ask. The neuro available on my insurance, though, sucks. I'll refer to him here as Dr. Mycroft, which is almost an anagram of his name. It's been 4 days since I was in the mother tunnel of the MRI. I've been calling Mycroft's office all week trying to get the results. Finally, Mycroft himself calls. He sounds like a throaty Brando. He says there's no shunt malfunction, but there is a small amount of blood visible in my brain, and this is the likely reason for the headaches. He says hematoma like this is usually caused by trauma. I say, I haven't had any trauma. He says, call if it gets worse. Then he hangs up. October 6th, my pediatric medical records from Vermont arrive, and I fax them to Mycroft's office. I read about my brain tumor. I have a brain tumor. Back home, my pediatric neuros were kind enough to say calcite, but here in the reports, it's a calcified glioma. Hop over to WebMD. Glioma means tumor. It didn't grow or change, which means benign tumor. 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 Stop saying it. Tumor. Why are you doing this to yourself? Tumor. My shunt is plastic and 20 years old. It's from the Clinton era. I think about the other plastic that's 20 years old and would I stake my life on it. October 7th. Appointment in person with Dr. Mycroft. He looks like Brando in deep decline. He slouches against the wall. He repeats questions or asks questions answered by what I've just finished saying. It's like a Cold War interrogation, trying to see if I'll change my story. I ask things I have feared asking for decades, like, can I expect a shunt placed in 91 and revised in 95 to last my lifetime? He says, well, I don't know you. This is my first time seeing you. I think, yeah, fuckface. Tell me something I don't know. But I say nothing, like a coward. Mycroft says call if it gets worse. October 23rd, it got worse, so I called. The headaches have shifted to neck aches along the shunt, accompanied by tingling in the lips and shooting pains along my limbs if I turn my neck too fast. The ringing in my ears now sometimes interferes with daytime hearing. I take giant red acetaminophen. They're like something you give to a horse. Mycroft says in passing that this might be shunt irritation, and I perk up. A diagnosis. But when I press, Mycroft is evasive. I'm just using a general term, he says. Don't get excited. I mentioned the glioma from the Vermont records. On Mycroft's confusion, I produce a copy from my bag. Here's the facts. Take a look. Oh, well maybe that's what's on the MRI. Glioma, not hematoma, Mycroft says. What? What? You should talk to a neurosurgeon, someone who does shunt placements, and I calm down, because at least now we're talking. Mean Maureen, the physician's assistant, pulls up the neurosurgeons covered by my plan. One stands out immediately. In his picture, his face has the kindness of Jesus, with the kindness and hair of Weird Al Yankovic. Him, I say. Get me an appointment with Dr. Jesus. November 9th. Today there's minor neck ache and ringing in my ears, but otherwise I feel good. Things are better if I keep my neck wrapped up and turn my whole body like an owl. I have appointments with Dr. Jesus in December and nice young Jewish Dr. Nussbaum on Wednesday. I'm grateful this is all happening when I'm covered by however shitty a health insurance blanket. For years I freelanced uninsured and uninsurable, but so healthy it didn't seem to matter. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm a kale eater. I'm a chia seed drinker. A year ago this time I ran the Chicago Marathon. Good health has slipped through my fingers, and I can't figure out why. The weeks pass and I wait for that person with the neuro degree to credibly say the magic words. It's going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. But if that's wrong, and if these are indeed some of my last moments on this earth, I couldn't be happier than to spend them on stage, hearing my voice over a public address system with you.